Hello, my name is Harjeet Arneja. I am a senior registered dietitian at UC Davis Medical Center. I work with transplant patients on the transplant metabolic floor, and today we are going to discuss food safety guidelines for transplant patients. Food safety is important for everyone, but it is especially important for you. As a transplant recipient, you will be taking medications to prevent rejection of your newly transplanted organ. You will be taking immunosuppressive medications because they suppress your immune system to keep it from attacking or rejecting your transplanted organ or bone marrow. But a side effect of these immunosuppressants is that they leave you more susceptible to developing infections, like those that can be brought on by disease-causing bacteria and other pathogens that cause foodborne illness. When certain disease-causing bacteria, viruses, or parasites contaminate food, they can cause foodborne illnesses. Foodborne illness, often called food poisoning, is an illness that comes from food. Since foodborne illness can be serious, it is important to know and practice safe food handling behaviors to help reduce risk of getting sick from contaminated food. Make safe food handling a lifelong commitment to minimize your risk of foodborne illness. Major pathogens that cause foodborne illness are Salmonella, E. coli, norovirus, Listeria, Campylobacter, Cryptosporidium, Clostridium perfringens, Toxoplasma gondii, and Vibrio vulnificus. To avoid contracting a foodborne illness, you must be especially vigilant when handling, preparing, and consuming foods. Making wise food choices. Some foods are more risky for you than others. Foods that are likely to contain harmful bacteria or viruses are unwashed fresh fruits or vegetables, raw or unpasteurized animal products. You can lower your risk of getting a foodborne illness by choosing lower risk food options. Meat and poultry. Higher risk foods in this category are raw or undercooked meat or poultry. Lower risk foods are meat or poultry cooked to a safe minimum internal temperature. Ground beef cooked to at least 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Ground poultry cooked to at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Beef, pork, lamb and veal steaks, roasts and chops cooked to 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Seafood. High-risk foods are any raw or undercooked fish, shellfish, or food containing raw or undercooked seafood, for example, sushi, sashimi, or ceviche, refrigerated smoked fish, partially cooked seafood, such as shrimp and crab. Lower-risk foods are previously cooked seafood heated to 165 degrees Fahrenheit, canned fish and seafood, seafood cooked to 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Milk. Higher risk foods are unpasteurized raw milk. Lower risk foods are pasteurized milk. Most dairy and dairy products sold in the U.S. grocery stores are pasteurized. Eggs. Higher risk foods are foods that contain raw or undercooked eggs. Lower risk foods are well-cooked eggs where egg whites and yolks are firm or cooked to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Use pasteurized eggs when preparing recipes that call for raw or undercooked eggs. Sprouts. Higher risk foods are raw sprouts, for example, alfalfa, bean sprouts, or any other sprouts. Lower risk foods are cooked sprouts. Vegetables and fruits. Higher risk foods are unwashed fresh vegetables, including salads, lettuce, and unwashed fruits. Lower risk foods are washed fresh vegetables, including salads, cooked vegetables, and washed fruits. Cheese. Higher risk foods are soft cheeses made from unpasteurized raw milk. Lower risk foods are hard cheeses, processed cheese, cream cheese, mozzarella cheese, soft cheeses that are made from pasteurized milk. Hot dogs and deli meats. Higher risk foods are hot dogs, deli meats, and luncheon meats that have not been reheated. Lower risk foods are hot dogs, luncheon meats, and deli meats reheated to steaming hot or 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Handling and preparing food safely. As a transplant recipient, it is especially important that you or those preparing your food are always careful with food handling and preparation. An easy way to do this is to check your steps: clean, separate, cook, and chill. Clean. Wash hands and surfaces often. Wash hands in warm soapy water for 20 seconds before and after handling food. Wash hands after using the bathroom or handling pets. Wash cutting boards, dishes, utensils, and countertops with hot soapy water between preparation of raw meat, poultry, and seafood and preparation of any other food that will not be cooked. Wash fruits and vegetables under running tap water. Clean lids of cans before opening. Separate. Don't cross-contaminate. Separate raw meat, poultry, seafood, and eggs in your shopping cart, grocery bags, and in your refrigerator. Do not reuse marinades used on raw meats. Consider using one cutting board only for raw foods and another only for ready-to-eat foods such as bread, fresh fruits and vegetables, and cooked meat. Cook. Cook to safe temperatures. Use a food thermometer to measure the internal temperature of cooked foods. Bring sauces, soups, and gravy to a boil when reheating. Heat other leftovers to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Chill. Refrigerate promptly. Cold temperatures slow the growth of harmful bacteria. Refrigerate or freeze meat, poultry, eggs, seafood, and other perishables within 2 hours of cooking or purchasing. Refrigerate within 1 hour if the temperature outside is above 90 degrees. Never thaw food at room temperature, such as on the countertop. Thaw food in the refrigerator, in cold water, or in the microwave. If you thaw food in the microwave or cold water, you should cook it immediately. Divide large amounts of food into shallow containers for quicker cooling in the refrigerator. Becoming a better shopper. Carefully read food labels to make sure food is not past its sell-by date, best if used by date or use by date. Put raw packaged meat, poultry, or seafood into plastic bag before placing it in the shopping cart. Buy only pasteurized milk, cheese, and other dairy products, and pasteurized juice. When purchasing canned goods, make sure that they are free of dents, cracks, or bulging lids. Avoid buying deli-style salads without added preservatives. Purchase produce that is not bruised or damaged. Ordering smart when eating out. Check with your medical team if it is okay to eat out. If okay to eat out, here are some ways to order smart. Avoid eating sandwiches with cold deli or luncheon meats or sandwiches containing raw or lightly cooked sprouts. Avoid raw or undercooked seafood, soft-boiled or over-easy eggs. Avoid salad bars and buffets. Low-risk food choices when eating out are grilled sandwiches where meat or poultry is heated until steaming, fully cooked baked chicken, fully cooked fish or other meats, and cooked noodles and pasta dishes. If you plan to save leftovers to eat at a later time, refrigerate perishable food as soon as possible and always within 2 hours after purchase or delivery. Reheat leftovers to a minimum of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Consume leftovers within 3 to 4 days. Foodborne illnesses. Know your symptoms. Foodborne illness often presents itself with flu-like symptoms: nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, fever. If you suspect you could have a foodborne illness, contact your physician or healthcare provider right away. Water safety. When your immune system is low, the water you use needs to be safe and free from bacteria. Safe water sources are: water from your home faucet is safe if your water is from a city water supply or a municipal well. Bottled water is safe if it has been processed to remove harmful organisms. This can be done by treatment with one or more of the following: reverse osmosis, distillation, filtration through an absolute 1 micron or smaller filter. Potentially harmful water sources. Water from a private well or a small community well may not be safe, as it may contain harmful organisms or other contaminants. Private wells should be checked for mechanical problems, cleanliness, and the presence of total coliforms, fecal coliforms, and E. coli, nitrates, and any other contaminants. If you are unsure of the safety of the water source, heat water to a rolling boil for at least 1 minute. Once boiled water is cool, transfer to a clean bottle or pitcher with a lid and refrigerate. Food safety questions. A registered dietitian is available in the hospital or at the clinic to answer any food safety questions you may have. You can also refer to the USDA's food safety website for additional information. If you have other food safety questions, you can contact the FSIS virtual representative for an automated response available 24/7 at askkaren.gov.